What's up, everyone? Tyler Luca here with No Cap Space. And normally, whenever I come at you with these emergency videos, it's exciting, it's breaking news, it's something that is shocking or fun or something of that nature. Today is not that day. It is not like the trade deadline, it's not like the offseason. Some major breaking news here. Literally just minutes ago broke. Sid Colson and Aari McDonald are both out for the season. Wow. Wow. Where do you go from here? I mean, first off, let's talk about these two players and what they had done this season. Sid Colson was always meant to kind of come in and be a backup. Like that was always the expectation, obviously. Obviously, things haven't gone to plan with Caitlin Clark. I mean, the luck when it comes to the health of point guards on the Indiana Fever this season has absolutely been terrible and so incredibly unfortunate. And most importantly, I wish a quick and great recovery for both of these players, because both of these players have been really good at different times for this Fever team. Have obviously stepped up in ways that was not anticipated this season. Sid Colson has had her moments of genuine great basketball this season, whether just the defense, the energy, whatever it may be. Like, just she is what you want in a backup point guard, in a whole lot of ways. And to see her tear her ACL at 36, I believe, like it might be it. And that's a really unfortunate way to go out. And I hope, just for happy ending's sake, that it's not. But that's incredibly brutal. And to be on a team where you thought that this was going to be smooth championship contention, really, it has simply not gone to plan for the Indiana Fever this year. And in a whole lot of ways, it's no one's fault. It's just the basketball gods. And when you switch over to Aari McDonald, this is a player that wasn't even on the roster to begin this season and has completely not just carved out a role, like has completely changed this team with Caitlin Clark out. The ability that she's shown to keep the pace up, to be a playmaker, to go and score when she needs to. This is the closest version we've got to a very, very good Arizona Aari McDonald in the WNBA. I mean, this is Aari McDonald that took that team deep into March Madness, a team that had no reason to be there, but Aari McDonald got them there. That is the type of player we're talking about here, and that's the type of player we haven't really been able to see in the WNBA until this point. But now you look at an Indiana Fever team that had overcome Caitlin Clark being out the games that she's been out, had overcome the DeWanna Bonner situation, and you now find yourselves technically in playoff contention. It's pretty. Let me get the standings up here. I'll share the standings on the screen as well, like, and where it stands now. But you are absolutely in playoff contention. You currently stand at that 5th seed, and now we'll get this up here. This is where we stand. Now, genuinely speaking, you don't have a point guard on your roster. You don't have a point guard. So Seattle, Vegas, you are looking at teams that are very, very capable of potentially jumping up those standings. And even in a worst case scenario, like, you're 2 games off from Golden State and LA. Like, if these games start dropping crazy, you can miss the playoffs. And now I certainly think that this likely rules out a Caitlin Clark return this season to me. Just off initial reaction. Like, because the idea of bringing Caitlin Clark back that I liked was that you had Aari McDonald and Sid Colson, who have been able to kind of keep the ship afloat. Not more than that. They were sailing smooth with those 2 point guards. And the idea that you were going to be able to bring Caitlin Clark in and have those players there to help out was very, very enticing to me, in the idea of maybe not rushing back Caitlin Clark, but making her, not making her, but having her participate again this season. When you think about names that could potentially come in, frankly, there's not a ton, right? Celeste Taylor has certainly been a player that had bounced around. um, Jalen Sherrod just off New York, right? Like you have players like that have been cut this season, whether it be a Deja Kelly potentially, who had played a little bit of point guard in college, especially at Oregon. I mean, it's not it's not a super deep field to go and get into, and to have this happen right after the trade deadline as well. Like if you were going to try and make any move, it's too late. It's too late. Um, yeah, I mean, this just is brutal. Like these are two players that Sid was doing a lot of the like of what her role is, and who had an expanded role in comparison to a lot of her time in Vegas, and was doing fine in it. Aari McDonald is just absolutely brutal to see with how much of a revolutionary year she's been having for her career. And for the Fever overall, when you're thinking about the playoff hopes, and if you make the playoffs, the ability to go and beat a team, right? Because I mean, you if you're in that matchup with Phoenix, you feel you got a chance there, right? Even Atlanta to a lesser extent. But if you fall into that first round matchup with New York, assuming that they're healthy, and the same with Minnesota, assuming that they're healthy, you're not feeling great about that. And what the role that this team had been on is now, I mean, just about as in doubt as it possibly could be. Losing your entire position group at point guard is brutal. You got to look at, I assume Kelsey Mitchell, right, is going to be someone that is going to be handling the ball a whole lot more. And she's just not a point guard. And that's okay, generally speaking, but it's not okay right now. But I don't know what other options the Fever have. I mean, I would love to have some real positive idea to send Fever fans off with. But frankly, this is a disaster. This is an absolute disaster to have this happen, especially at this point in the season where it's your room to make moves is incredibly slim. It already is in the WNBA, but now that the deadlines have passed and things of that nature, it's absolutely brutal. I'll be very interested in seeing what the Fever do. Again, I don't think you can bring Caitlin Clark back now, unless she is just like genuinely progressing. If there's any level of doubt, and the way that we've heard from the Fever organization about prioritizing long-term health and not rushing it back at all, that doesn't seem like, if there was, it seems more like a, well, maybe we can, instead of okay, she is, when it comes to coming back. And with that, with now knowing the load that she is going to have to carry at the ball handling and playmaking responsibilities, I just don't think it happens. What an absolute travesty for this Fever team. Again, best wishes to Sid, best wishes to Aari. We'll see what the Indiana Fever do. But until next time, make sure you're tapped in here with no cat space, and we'll talk soon.